Hey there, legendary souls. Welcome back to Unconventional Counseling. I'm Ada Ad Astra, your unconventional counselor, and today we're going to be talking about our new moon in Cancer, which was yesterday, I'm aware, but Cancer energy moves at their own pace. So I'm a little, I don't want to call it late, but you can get your reading today. All right, so our new moon in Cancer was exact yesterday, Tuesday, July 14th at 4:43 a.m. Central Time. So I am a Cancer sun, and I truly believe that everyone underestimates Cancerian energy. And I think that that can be especially true of Cancers. We underestimate ourselves, and we sometimes mistake our world's need for productivity and output and people's expectations of extroversion as the way the world and people are meant to be. We run the risk of speaking down about ourselves and of believing that there is something strange about our use of metaphors, our run-on sentences, our big feelings, our love of cozy things, and our great need for rest, or even how much time it takes for us to respond or to figure out what we want or to make decisions. Sometimes we start to believe that there's something wrong with us. If any of this resonates and you don't have a Cancer sun, this is part of the energy of the season. So the thing is, I call bullshit on all of it. Even though it's been my experience of life for most of my life, I call bullshit on it. Because I don't believe there's anything wrong with us. I don't believe there's anything wrong with you. I don't believe there's anything wrong with me. And when we get down to the nitty-gritty of our soul essence in this life, ain't nothing wrong with you. Maybe you have a broken heart. Hearts can be mended with love and with time. Maybe you're deep in grief. I've heard people say that grief is when you have a tremendous amount of love to give, but it has no place to go. Grief has this capacity to transform you. And grief lifts when the great love that you have finds a new home. And when that home is receptive to your love too. Maybe you're depressed, and you have been for a long ass time. Even depression can be healed. It can be healed through with a good balance of talking to someone or someones that have positive regard for you consistently, talking to people who care about you and who hold like a non-judgmental space for you. And whether you have that person or people professionally or you have them in your life, it's like just really important if you're very depressed to have a lot of softness and care in the people that you surround yourself with. And it's also important to be with people, sometimes at least. So that means that your friends or whoever you consider family and you choose to engage with also has to be kind towards you. They have to be consistent in their kindness. Not perfect, but they have to try, and they have to remember that you're depressed. They have to care about it. They have to be able to meet you in these ways, and to be open to feedback, the feedback that you offer when you can show up to the conversations about how they can love you better. When we're depressed, we're so easily wounded too, because we're so wounded already. So there are ways that we can fly into rages. There are ways that we can withdraw very quickly. Like so many of our movements towards people or away from people can feel very abrupt. And so not everybody who wants to be in your life has to understand all the way what's going on in your inner world, but they do have to be curious enough and patient enough to want to find out from you when you have more words to tell them. That's the thing that helped me heal through depression. So I have a birthday coming up, and I'm getting into my existential bag, and I'm reflecting on the life that I've lived so far. And so much of this life I have spent feeling so sad and so anxious and so depressed, deep in grief, deep in longing. And for so much of it, I felt powerless to create what I wanted. I have been to the underworld within myself, into dark nights of the soul in my life so many times that I feel equally close to my shadow as I do to my inner child. And my inner child is speaking through me when I say, I believe that we can heal through anything. My shadow contributes to that conviction as I say this statement, because I now understand one of the many routes to healing. If we orient ourselves towards healing while we are suffering, if we allow ourselves to let the process take the time it takes, if we are curious about it and we seek to find the wisdom that lies within it, and or we engage with people, professionals, people, friends, community, whatever, that can hold that posture with us, or can hold that posture when we can't. And we carefully balance solitude with quality time with others, and then we align over and over again with our purpose, with our reason for being, with our praxis, we can heal through anything. Now, as we go down this thought form, this optimistic thought form, I got curious about how we, I, you, how we even arrived at this place. This place of doubt that we could heal. This place of being unsure if we can have the lives that we choose, that we want to. And I remembered that we must consider the ways that our systems, our institutions, our societies, and our laws have been structured. The ways that our peoples have been oppressed, colonized, and displaced. The ways that our communities have been gutted and gentrified, gutted by gentrification and genocide. State sanctioned, and the people who were just like militant in their own little communities or as individuals. I consider all these murders part of adding to the numbers of the masses of people that have been genocided. I'm like, let's just count it all as it's murder. It's all murder. And genocide has a heavy weight to it. All of these are factors. All of these things, all of these states in the world, all of these concepts, all of these ways that people think and behave and orient, all of these ways that are woven into our systems, into our histories, into our DNA, our bodies, our bones. These are all factors that contribute to us feeling like we don't belong here, to us feeling like the earth isn't our home. And I would say even further still that our bodies are not our own, or that our lives are not a canvas for us to create upon. It's heavy. And Cancerian energy is not linear. So one day or 1 week or one moment, you could be like, yeah, I know why I'm here. I do belong here. I'm in my body, here we go, I'm creating the life I want, or I'm in the life that I want. And the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month, you can be like, that space that you were in can feel so far away and so inaccessible. So I invite you to look up in your chart, if you don't already know it by heart, I invite you to find where you have Cancerian energy. Which house does Cancerian energy rule over in your life? Wherever your Cancerian energy shows up, it's where you have an innate ability to do your own thing, to move at your own pace, and to show up in ways and at times that is unique to you. It is the pace of your ancestors, and there is a cyclical or indirect or nonlinear pattern to it if you were to track it over time. Times when you have energy to work and support, to nurture and to tend to show up, and there are times when you retreat into rest, you fall back into solitude, and you just want to move slowly, if you move at all. Now, because of all these systems, these oppressive systems and experiences in this life that I've named, that we know of, because of all of these and their impact on our bodies and our nervous systems, the way that your life may be oriented and the way that you may be orienting to your life, you may not get the choice to slow down when you want to each time. Whether because of how your life is structured through these systems and where you're located within them, and or because of how your nervous system shows up to this life that we have. So for whatever reason, whenever it would feel, or whenever it might feel inaccessible to slow down, these are usually the moments when we dissociate. It's a way for us to retreat deep within ourselves while our body still goes through the motions of showing up. This Mercury retrograde, this Cancer New Moon, may be highlighting the ways that you may disconnect from your body or disconnect from your lineage or culture, the ways that you might disconnect from your family or your chosen family or community, your friends, whoever you consider family, the ways that you disconnect and the ways that you feel disempowered in your disconnection. So you don't do it in full. You try to do it in part, whether it's fully conscious or not. And then with the rest of you, you try to show up. So while this process is happening inside of you, in this area of your life, if wherever you have Cancerian energy, that is usually the place. If you're not a Cancer sun, that is usually the place that you're going to see this particular way that you go out and go in and move forward, and it feels like you can't make progress, but you make progress sometimes, and it's just like, it feels so confusing. Maybe it feels annoying. Maybe you accept it. Whatever it feels, but it brings up feelings. I'm still here, just collecting my thoughts. While this process is happening inside of you, we are also still interfacing with others and with our world. So there is a way that we struggle to strike a balance between the atrocities we experience and the ones that we are aware of in the world. We try to strike a balance between all of the harm and the violence with the joy and the healing, the creativity and connection that persists within us and that persists in anything natural in our world. Babies, animals, nature, anything natural has this too. And it's not our fault that we find ourselves in this struggle, caught in the undertow of our underworld when we are apparently supposed to be facing outward and producing. It's not our fault that we need to move into deep rest or grief while the world is still demanding that we show up. But it is our responsibility to respond to this time in ways that preserve and cultivate our life. This Cancer season feels particularly special and powerful in its own right. Maybe you've been hearing about this July of 2026, this summer, and the astrology just being off the chain, both incredible and intense from other readers. And I've been hearing it. And so one of the reasons that this is happening is because of Barbeau's basket. So there was this guy, Andre Barbeau, this French astrologer from back in the day, way, way, way back, who was studying astrology and was predicting some major events throughout our now history, but at the time it was his future, and it was a future that he didn't even live to see. So he was just tracking and looking up in the cosmos at times that he wouldn't even be alive in the body and in the life that he had at the time. But it was, I guess, I didn't do a lot of research, I just skimmed. But I guess that he recorded it. I guess that what he had to say was found by other people. And this July is one of his predictions. There's a reader that I follow who said that he predicted the pandemic. Look, I didn't look into it, so it's something to be looked into if you're curious about that. But he predicted this moment in time. This moment in time, our outer planets, which hold so much energy and so much gravitas to them, they're all in, like, 4 of them are in conversation with each other at like the same exact degree, starting today, July 15th. They're all at 4 degrees. Neptune in Aries, retrograde, Jupiter in Leo, direct, Uranus in Gemini, direct, and Pluto in Aquarius, who's also retrograde. All 4 of these outer planets, these heavy hitters, they're talking to each other. This is giving the elders in a family a tight family system, a cohesive, functional family system, or the elders in a village, or the elders in a community, sitting down and convening, sharing their unique wisdom, their unique perspectives. None of them are trying to overtake anyone else because they're all elders. They've lived like 70, 80, 90 years minimum. And they still have shit to say. They still have something to do. And they're aware of it and they're sure of it. So imagine that energy, not just in 1, but in 4. And for them to sit and talk to one another at the same time. Shit's about to pop off. There is great change afoot. Neptune in Aries retrograde is supporting us through disillusionment, as Neptune does. But in Aries, the disillusionment is like quick. It's quick. It's like you're talking to someone and you're just like, oh, I never really saw this about them before. And now I see these things, and these things are things I can't unsee. But even more so, Neptune in Aries retrograde is that process happening with self. It's you looking in the mirror and seeing your body as your body. Not as problem areas, not as something that needs to be fixed, not as a project, but as a vehicle, a flesh body, a vehicle, a miraculous vehicle, a closed system that has electricity coursing through it, that has water and different elements, that has all these like structures. The design is perfect. It has the cellular structure, it has the tissues, it has the organs, right? It goes from the micro to the macro. And it helps you move around in the day. And it helps you rest when you're not moving. And it needs fuel, and it needs rest and movement, and it is yours. Neptune in Aries retrograde is like, you got a body, and it's a miracle. And your soul gets to live inside it. That's just one example of what Neptune in Aries retrograde might be saying. Jupiter in Leo is saying things like, baby, shine. This feels like grandmama energy. This is like, baby, you are special, you are important, and you need to shine. There is a particular way that you listening, get to shine. There is a particular magic that you have. There is a particular way that you move through this world, and there's stardust that gets left behind you. There's like a sparkle that you have that nobody else has quite like you. That's what Jupiter in Leo is saying to you. And if you don't believe that, or if that sounds nice, but you're like, I don't know where, this year is when you're about to find out. If you set an intention with this new moon in Cancer to find out, what is this particular way that I sparkle? May it be easeful that I discover what it is. And when I do, may it be something I never forget moving forward. May it be something that remains with me. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that out here. Now, Uranus in Gemini, my goodness, we're allowed to have favorites. And of the four outer planet elders in this metaphor, Uranus in Gemini is kooky, giving kooky, grandma, giving kooky, eccentric, like non-binary, trans, like you can't make them do one thing. They are themselves. Right? This is like the elder that was trans before trans was a word, before trans was a concept. This is the being that has known what two-spirit is in their soul and has embodied it and has not cared when they face outward with other people, has not cared how people perceive them. Because Gemini energy knows that however someone perceives them is actually mirroring something within themselves. A healthy, conscious, rooted Gemini energy knows that what you see in me is about you. So if you're projecting, if you're saying that I'm horrible, whoever says that Geminis are horrible, all Geminis are bad, they're actually talking about themselves. And I'm going to stand on that shit forever. I don't care who it was that hurt you, baby. I don't care. It is not right for them to harm you or anyone else. And truly, it is unconscious energy that harms. Hurt people that are unconscious hurt anybody, whether they're a Gemini or not. So, either if you're on that tip that Geminis are horrible, that all of them are bad, what I offer to you instead, or if you know people that do, what I offer to you instead is that person hurt me. Like, let's take it away from the Geminis. Because if you have not met every single Gemini that ever has existed and that ever will, I'm saying it's too much. It's too much that we're loading into Gemini energy. Gemini is like something we have never seen before in this life. And Uranus in Gemini, I'm so excited that it's going to be there for I think 8 years, something like that. I'm so excited because we all have to get to know this elder, Uranus and Gemini, for the next nearly a decade. We all have to figure it out. We all have to figure out the Gemini energy within us, the duality that exists within us, the ways that we internalize people's projections, and the ways that we judge people and project onto other people, the ways that we gossip, all of the negative traits and shadow traits of Gemini energy, we all have the capacity to embody. And sometimes we do. And sometimes the thing about Gemini energy is sometimes, like when I think about Gemini energy, I think about root work. And one of the tenets of root work that I deeply respect, and I feel a little bit of, not fear, but like a healthy fear. Like when people talk about the fear of God, and they don't mean they're cowering in a corner. They mean like a healthy fear, like a deep respect. This is how I feel about this energy. Because root work, which I'm likening right now to Gemini energy, in this one way, will say things like, if somebody harms you, you're allowed to root them. Whereas the Anglo-Saxon, deeply whitewashed, colonial, heteropatriarchal, so fucking racist. Christianity, Judeo-Christianity, that this country was founded on, that America was founded on, would instead make it a moral thing and say that it is not allowed to have malice or malcontent in your heart towards another. But then we got to make sure that the people who are talking also talking about that, read the actual Bible, like in full, and do the extra credit work and find them hidden books, the things that were taken out, before they really be speaking on how everybody should be moving through the world. That's what I believe. This whole thing is going to be about what I believe, if you didn't already know. So I'm doing something new. So where was I? So they got to read all that shit, because there is also a part in the Bible, the Christian New Testament Bible, that says there is a season for everything. Oh, actually, that's in the Old Testament, which means that it most likely is also in the Torah. So Judeo-Christian, in Proverbs, there is a season for everything. And it says things like, there's a time to love and a time to hate. So we bring it all the way the fuck back. I did not lose the plot, which is one of the beautiful things about this particular elder energy of Uranus and Gemini. When they are deeply grounded, they do not lose the plot. So we're bringing it all the way the fuck back. And this elder, this embodied elder, this Uranus and Gemini energy is everything. They are everything. And they appreciate you being everything. So their message, their part of the conversation, is that you get to be as eccentric and as strange and as unique as you are meant to be. So Uranus and Gemini, Jupiter and Leo, they get along. Their messages are harmonious. And then Jupiter and Leo and Neptune and Aries retrograde, they also get along. Their energies are also harmonious. Their messages are also harmonious. Now, for big granddaddy Pluto and Aquarius. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. This elder energy is saying something similar to Jupiter and Leo, something similar to Uranus and Gemini, something that also actually aligns with and works with Neptune in Aries retrograde. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, this elder is saying that the transformation of our collective conscious, of our collective humanity, lies in the individual believing that they are capable of change, committing to it, and being the change that they wish to see in the world. And I'm trying to make it the most concise that it could possibly be, because this celestial, this cosmic conversation amongst these four elders is going to be, and is already as it is happening right now. They'll be convening deeply for about a week in this way. Just imagine that, right? Like 4 solid elders sitting with each other around the clock, night and day. When we're awake, when we're sleeping, when we're doing other things, when we're thinking about them, when we're not. And they are talking to each other. They're all chiming in, they're all being heard, and they're all influencing each other. Each of their messages is getting refined and is being held and is being respected by one another. I can't say more about this because I don't know any more than what is already coming through. But I went to the internet to find out a little bit more. This is where I skimmed. And there's an article on a website called The Sage Goddess that articulated that Barbeau, remember André Barbeau, the French astrologer, that Barbeau pointed to this period of time that we are in, that we get to live in, as a turning point, a moment when a heavy phase would give way to something more constructive. I only skimmed, as I've said, so if you want to read more about it, I've put the link in the caption box below. So, as we close, I will say, our new moon in Cancer, which is also a supermoon, is a time to plant the seeds for what you desire next in your life. Anything that you desire, that you are aware of today, this week, this is the time to plant those seeds. This is the time to articulate them. This is the time to write them down. This is the time to record yourself, whatever medium of communication. You could have conversations with people if you choose to, but so long as whatever information that you express is also somewhere for you to return to, because we're in Mercury retrograde. So, these are the seeds that you wish to plant for what you desire next in your life, what you desire next in your family, what you desire in your lineage, what you desire in your communities, what you desire in your work, and what you desire in this world that we all get to share. You don't have to hold back at this time. This is not the time to hold back. This is not the time to ask for one thing. This is the time to try to overwhelm the universe. Because our universe made you and me, and we are not too much. So, if you ask for 50 things, you're not asking for too much. If you ask for 100 things, the universe is not going to get tired of you. If you ask for 500 things, your asks are going to affect not just you, but so many others. So if a bunch of us, just imagine if a bunch of us keep asking for harmony in our communities, how much easier it would be to align with new friends who appreciate peace. If a bunch of us start asking for healthy family dynamics, maybe we'll find each other and we'll get to become chosen family. Our prayers and our intentions affect not only our physical vessels, our spiritual vessels, but they also affect one another. We're all connected. So ask. And if you can ask from a non-egoic place, think more along the lines of world peace and less along the lines of having all the money in the world all to yourself. I think that would help us all that much more. And so I will leave you here with this new thing that we've created. And I'll catch you in the future. Take really good care of yourself. Peace.